know if I should.
No, I don't know if you should.
You know
should do
what?
it
I'm going to
now.
give us an intro.
Yeah,
You ready for an intro?
I'm ready.
Dun 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 dun. Get your paint on every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Oh, won't you come paint with me? Two brush.
I almost hit my head on my microphone because I was
Just
headbanging.
Was that
yeah,
too much?
Yeah, I no,
That was too much.
That was
wasn't it?
perfect. That was a perfect amount.
No, you almost incited injury with that. That's
Were we
excellent.
live when I did that?
That
We
w-
were. Right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Certainly were.
Why wouldn't we be?
All right. Well, anyways, it's Thursday morning at 10 a.m. and it's time for Get Your Paint On. Ride the toothbrush. When you take that blend and you blend it out.
I think
Anyways,
it sounds like we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah.
it's going to be a day. I'm all hocked up on caffeine and Mike Sugar Bowl candies. So I'm Dallas, studio manager here at Privateer Press, and this Get Your Paint On, and we are with our special guest painter, Mr. Josh Cologne.
I can't believe I'm back.
You're
2
back.
weeks in a row. Oh my goodness.
Back
How-
to back to back.
What did I do?
You did all right.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah.
How was the first week? I missed it.
Well, we forgot. Hey, Tony. We're also here with Tony Konachek.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
here
Ton-
too.
The
Tony's
master
here.
of disaster.
Yes. He's here.
No one ever faster
No. On the ones and twos.
The ones and twos.
with the luck laster.
Someone called you Dallas James Dio, and I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's friggin' perfect.
Well, won't you come paint with me?
You need to cut an album, like
I
a
want to cut an
studio,
album.
like a studio.
You should be
album.
painting.
Okay,
Josh,
yeah, let's paint. Let's paint.
Bust out some armor wash. Let's get
Armor
you going.
wash. All right. Let's do it.
So remind everybody what you're working on right now.
So,
Do you want me to talk or do you want you
if
to
they
talk?
missed it last week?
so I'm working on my company of Iron Force
Company of Iron, do what you
under
want.
the tutelage of Dallas Kemp, the studio
Tootly
manager.
doodly doo.
And
You're gonna get some armor wash, and I want you to put some armor wash in that bucket.
okay,
Put some armor wash in that bucket. Come on.
yeah.
There you go. Because you're gonna need a lot actually for this.
Okay.
You want
Okay.
to make sure you got enough for the whole thing. And I want you to grab a little bit of Thamar Black.
A little bit of Thamar.
It's right there in
Black.
front.
Sweet.
There you go.
Just a little bit of Thamar Black with my sweet.
Alec, I had a lot of coffee. Devonian, let's do this.
God, it's such a silky smooth voice.
That's not smooth at all.
Mm.
It's like a cheese grater covered in metal shaving. I'm trying to help me out. It's like a cheese grater covered in metal shavings, wrapped in a satin bag.
Ooh, I like it.
That's a lot of texture. I
Just
like
a little
it.
dot, just a
Yeah.
little dippity dot.
I
Mix
got
it
you.
all up.
Yep. What's next?
You're gonna mix that up.
Okay.
Josh is painting his company of Iron, protector of Minoth Army, and right now he's got his Paladin of the Order of the Wall up there. And I'm looking around while he's getting ready to paint this, and we're going to show it off here in a minute. He's got his dervish hanging out in the background that he worked on in between.
That's true. That is true. Using the skills and the techniques passed on to me by the master Dallas.
Not a master.
Oh, the master, the Dallas master. So you just want to put so what's next? Do I just start painting
So
with
you're
this?
yeah, did you mix it up?
I just mix it. Do I need water and?
No, you got to wash there, buddy. It's a wash. You just put
Okay.
a little bit of black there because
Okay.
we want to darken it up.
All right, cool.
So you're going to bust out your brush,
All right, cool.
and you're going to wash your metals.
Oh, just wash them.
Yeah, you're just going to wash your metals.
Nice, easy peasy, beautiful.
Rhett, this is the Paladin of the Order of the Wall from the Protectorate of Minoth Army. And this is for Josh's Company of Iron, which he hasn't named yet.
There's so many great ideas coming out. I could use more though.
So what you're saying is you haven't come up with a name, so you want some help.
Could someone do the naming for me? It's hard.
Somebody in the audience do the naming for Josh. Let's come up with a name
Please.
here. So he's got a red scheme, white accents, metal on metal on metal. He needs a name. It's all paladins too.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a monk of the fist in there and a dervish, but yeah, mainly it's just paladins
A monk is just a paladin with different training.
that like kicks.
Yeah, it's a kicky paladin.
I'm trying to paint. It's okay. Here's a problem. Okay, I'm gonna blame some of my mistakes on here on all the laughing I'm doing.
That's all right.
You know, that's
Mistakes happen.
that's what I'm gonna do because Dallas is a funny person. I don't know if you guys noticed this.
Bring that up on. Bring your hand up on that.
Since
brush.
when?
You're a little far back. There you go. Come back a little bit. A little bit more. No, a little forward. Forward. There you go. That's where you want.
That's a sweet spot.
That's your spot.
Can you put your hand into the frame though a little bit, Josh, so that we can see your grip and approximately where? There you go. Just let
Yeah,
let
yeah.
everybody home see what you're doing.
Yeah.
The palette cam's in the way of that.
That's cool. You just need one shot.
Okay, just one shot.
Just one shot.
Just take your shot.
Just take your shot, man.
Fireballs to the wall. That's a name.
Fireballs
Thank you,
to the wall.
James.
That's you know what? I've heard
Or-
worse.
Paladin. We have definitely heard worse than that. Paladins of the Order of the. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going with this one.
I respect that. I respect the attempt.
Company a wall of man.
I was gonna call it Company of Vilmon because Vilmon is my main guy, but I don't know if that's original enough.
Edwin, he has his miniature double-sided tape to a paint lid, which is my P3 primer lid. This is my personal way of I personally like to paint.
And I did it over the weekend, and it's awesome.
It does help,
It
doesn't it?
helps so much.
It gives your hand something to grip, so
Yeah.
it's more ergonomic than just squeezing the rim of the base. And then for keeping it in frame for our live streams and our videos, we stick it on top of a mic stand with some poster tack.
Are you giving away all the studio secrets, Dallas?
Paladins of the Order of the Wall by Rutgers Iron.
I love it.
Sanguine Salvation.
That's pretty good.
Oh, who came up with
Coming
that?
from John Swinkles.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
I-I-O, Sanguine Salvation.
That's the name of your first studio album.
Sanguine Salvation.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
That's a pretty good name.
That's a great name. Oh man. So while I'm painting this up, and learning,
Well, we're gonna hang on. You know what? We got. It's the beginning of the show, and we got to talk about something.
Oh yes, let me.
So if everybody remembers, a couple weeks ago, pop that guy.
Boop.
I painted this Borka bust in an hour here on Get Your Paint On, and we are giving that sucker away today. Like today is the day.
You heard right.
Today is the day we're going to give him away to one person in this live stream who likes, shares, or comments on our live stream.
That's right.
That's right. And at the end of the live stream, Mr. John Swinkles will randomly choose one person to get your Borka bust.
Bork bust. See, I can't sing as sweet as Dallas James Dio.
Get your Borka bust right here.
At best, I'm a backup singer. At best. At best. But I was going to ask you, so like as I'm learning it and I'm trying to be a good student, I'm wondering a couple things about the mysterious Dallas.
Like and share. Come on.
Dallas, how old were you when you painted your very first miniature?
My first miniature I painted was probably I was 20 probably.
Wow. So you didn't start like a lot of people did in their like early teens
No,
and like
I was trying to draw comic books.
oh really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then so you painted and then so when did you paint your first Privateer Press mini?
When Mark 1 dropped, baby.
Oh really, like with the old school like battle box?
Yeah.
What was your first battle box?
Dude. Seriously?
What was your first battle box?
Dude, seriously?
I'm asking. The community wants to know.
K-Door.
Ooh.
Dude, that Sorsha battle box just screamed to me that dope ass Juggernaut and Destroyer.
Yeah.
The Ice Witch.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, look at this Ice Witch. You know, because I didn't know at the time, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, they're like big red robots. And I bought that sucker and I painted them. And I was like, I was in for life.
Been a relationship ever since.
Yep.
In a loving relationship. What's the next step after the armor wash? I think I feel pretty good about
Are you
it.
sure about that? You got armor wash on all the silver?
Yeah.
And make sure you also get it. So, like, see the little badges right there on the top, on his shoulder, on his pauldron? Like, put armor wash around the edge
Around
so
it, okay.
black gets between it and the red. Now, you don't want to get it up on the red. You just
Got
want
it.
black between it and the red. And that's going to delineate those
Delineate.
two elements.
Fancy words.
Alex, yo, what up?
Make sure I got that. So, when you first painted that battle box, did you feel like a confident painter? Like, did you feel like you were good?
I had no confidence.
Really?
No, because dude, I was just painting, I was goofing, and it wasn't really like
How many years had you been painting at that point? Because that was 2003.
Three?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm on and off because I wasn't a consistent painter.
Sure.
Because I was always trying to do other stuff artistically.
Sure.
I feel nervous, and I feel like the tables have been turned on me.
Yes. Yes. That was our
Dallas
plan.
Nerd, that's a
Oh, look at
first.
that name. Alex says Wall of Steel.
That's cool. That's really awesome. Also, changing the topic. Very
Yeah,
good.
did
Very
you
well
see
done.
that?
Very clever, Dallas. Very clever.
I didn't paint consistently, and it wasn't like I was just a hobby painter, and I didn't think about it being a job or like a career. Or
Like really, even back then.
yeah, I would like, and then it was just like I saw, like, so I was just painting, right, and just having fun with it, and wasn't very confident. I was just like, yeah, I was just painting these dudes, right, and then what was it, like 7 years ago? I met Ron Cruzy, the studio director.
Ooh.
Preparatory Press at Warmington
Shout out to
Weekend,
Ron. Shout out to Ron.
and he raked me over the coals, and it made me all determined and gritty.
So when you met
But
him, did you want to be a painter then?
Nope.
So he literally like destroyed your spirit enough to make you want to be a painter.
Yep.
Was his feedback helpful?
Yes, it was hard but helpful, which is like the good thing about Cruzy's feedback, right? It's hard
Right.
but helpful, and it like really forced me to get determined to the point where it just became one of those things. I'm like, you know what? I just want to do this now.
Wow.
Like, and all the other art fell aside, like the painting, like canvases and drawing, like comic books. Like I don't even really sketch anymore.
So, so tell me how that like.
Much to the chagrin of Tony Konachek, who always gives me,
Master
hell
sketcher,
for
yeah.
not doing as much sketching.
I don't know. I just I love drawings. I love drawing with other people. But tell me about like I would
David,
like to know.
that I went real quick. Hang on. That basics, that P3 painting video that Ron Cruzy produced
Yeah, the DVD.
10 years ago. That was your first video project.
that was my. I did one little project before then, but yeah, that was before I was a staffer at Privateer. I produced that
and
video
that
with Ron.
video is so solid.
Yeah, I've seen little bits and pieces of it. It's
So
great.
solid that like a lot actually just tangentially, because this is all interconnected, right? A lot of those first 10 videos that Tony and I did, the P3 Presents, are based off of the ideas and concepts and how Ron presented the
Wow.
information in that DVD, and I kind of translated it and turned it into the Formula P3 Presents. So Formula P3 Presents is basically volume 2.
It's like the successor to that video series.
Yeah, we always talked about doing a whole lot more off of that first volume 1, and it just never felt right to do another collected edition. So
P3
now we just
Presents.
get to do them weekly.
Yeah, it's just weekly.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's a beautiful story. And so, from when you got challenged into changing your life career by Ron Cruzy,
Yeah.
until so how long did it take you to develop those skill sets to like where you could end up being a professional?
And what I wanted to know too, on top of that, is how did you focus? Like what did you focus on in terms of improving?
Absorbing as much information as I could and just listening to those better than me and asking for very hard, very critical feedback, like no kid gloves feedback,
Wow.
and just spending like sometimes 12 hours a day,
Wow.
7 days a week painting. Right. Like I was freelance, and then I moved to Seattle and was able to get hooked up with some freelance gigs at no quarter. And
Nice.
I was just pounding away at the paint jobs and just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing.
Do you remember your first No Quarter article?
No quarter 55.
Nice.
Some dope precursor nights.
Oh yeah.
From the time you got that feedback from Ron and made the decision to kind of be serious about miniatures painting, how long was it before you really started to feel like you were making significant progress?
I'm going to answer that question. Benoit says, Order of the Bloodthirsty Palisade. I think there's some potential there.
There is some potential there.
And then I'm seeing Justin Blackwood saying Menoth's First.
Hey, I like that. I'm gonna put that in the back pocket. I like it. I like it.
Menoth's First.
Menoth's
I think
first.
there's potential there
Yeah,
too.
that's
I think
really good.
I think there's a word missing from that. I think that's a
Yeah.
3-word title.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, but that's a good like beginning, right? To riff off of. All right, so I feel good about my medals now.
Fist. Oh my gosh.
Menoth's Fist.
Menoth's Fist.
That's good.
That's pretty.
That's good.
That's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. In fact,
Sorry, Justin.
if
The monitor's way over there.
if I did,
It's literally 2 feet away.
if I was able to do all monks of the
Menoth's
fist,
First Fist.
if I was able to do all monks of the fist, I would totally use that name. That's a great name.
Motto, we donate your blood. Thank you, Van.
I like. That's good.
That's a great motto.
All right, what was that question?
How so? About from the time you decided to become serious to the time when you felt like you were making significant progress over where you started. About how much time had gone by? How long was that? Weeks, months, years?
The first paint job I really felt like I was starting to grasp like studio style was there's a no quarter where I painted a Everett Scout,
Oh, nice.
which I love that model. I think that model is just freaking amazing.
It wasn't the Guts and Gears, was it?
Yeah, it was in Guts
That's
and Gears.
awesome.
And the glamour shot in that is one of my favorite ones. I'd love to have a poster of that actually. That's very egotistical of me, which doesn't come out very often, but that will definitely come out. But that article was just like I felt like I was starting to grasp it, but I didn't actually feel confident in my painting until like actually really recently.
What was it about that miniature that made you feel that way?
It was just I just felt like I was understanding the blending and why the blending was doing what it was doing, like, and the paint job just came together.
So what's my next step, you think, Dallas?
Next step. So we need to let that dry a little bit.
Okay.
So you need to paint his face.
Okay.
So you got some middle and flush over there.
I think I do. Let me find it. Do. I got Cardiff flesh.
Alex says Menoth's Judgment.
Menoth's Judgment is actually pretty good.
I like the word judgment.
Yeah.
What about Divine Judgment?
Ooh.
Divine Judgment. Oh, how about Paladins of the Divine Judgment?
That's not bad. I got Adrian and Cardiff
Order
flesh.
of the Divine Judgment. So
Oh.
they're like a sect
A sect. Yeah, I really
of
like
the
that.
wall.
I really like that. I think that's really fantastic.
You have Adrian and
Adrian.
Midland.
I got Adrian and Cardiff.
Kardik. Okay,
Yeah.
so bust out your Kardik.
Okay.
And you're gonna paint his face.
All right. Cool. Painting the face.
Paladins, Order of the what do we say? Order of the Divine Judgment. We have the right to judge you. We judge harshly. Judgment comes swift. Too fast, too judgmental.
Too judge, too judgmental.
Too judge, too judgmental.
Oh my god.
Swords of Judgment.
Swords of Judgment is actually simple, and I really like it.
Yeah,
I
that
like
one's really good.
I like Swords of Judgment. So should I thin this down to a wash?
No, you're just gonna paint that right on his
Just paint.
face.
Okay, cool.
So going back to
I am the lawbringer.
Lawbringer Brigade.
Ooh.
So going back to hearing about how you ended up being the student manager here, Private Two.
We're painting with Josh.
No,
'Cause we're
we're
interested.
interested. We're really interested now. How does someone become Dallas Kemp?
Yeah. So what was the next point? So
Judge
once you made that
Judy and
decision-
Executioners. Thank you, James McLeod.
That is
Oh, it's a
kind of awesome.
oh my god, because it's also an awesome movie reference.
Yes. Keep going, Tony. Do not let him stop you. He's just trying to change the subject because he's shy. Do not let him stop you. Ask your questions.
Mark Mendoza, it is not quite Borka.
I'll shut off. I'll shut off his mic.
no, hang
I can
on.
do that.
He can
I
turn
can
off
do
our-
that
That's the
right.
power.
I'm talking to Mike.
He's got
I'm
the
talking
power.
to Mark Mendoza. Don't cut me off from Mark. Mark, it is not quite Borka bus time. It's still like and share and comment time to enter or to get your chance to win that Borka bust that I'm going to box up today. I'm going to box it up today.
Yeah, we'll pick a winner at the end of the show, near the end of the show.
Yeah, John Swinkle's going to pop in here and be like, "Yo," well, he's watching. He's going to be like, "Yo, it's time," and I'm going to be like, "Yo, guys, here's your last chance," and he's going to be like, "It's your last chance." And you're going to be like, "It's my last chance," and he's going to be like, "And here's the winner," and I'm going to be like, "Hey, there's the winner," and then I'm going to go downstairs, put it in a box, and I'm going to mail it to you.
Okay, now I've actually cut off your mic right now.
Fantastic. I'm so excited.
I am abusing my power
Yeah,
because
I'm
this is a conversation that I am interested in. I've known
Do
Dallas.
not listen. No,
Dallas
listen
and
to
I
me.
have been friends for a
Yeah,
couple of years,
yeah.
but these are not all details I know. There's
We've
a lot
had
of holes in this
lunch.
story.
Him and I have had lunch several times, and he won't tell me anything about his past. Like I didn't know he had a son until like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, Tony, don't turn on his mic until
Okay.
he answers a question.
All right, I'm gonna
Seriously.
ask
Yeah.
my part of it, and
Yeah.
then he can have his mic back.
Yes.
So once you made the decision to become a better painter, and you had put some time in, and you were writing articles, now pick up from that point and talk about like what kind of led you to even considering doing it professionally. Like, how did you get to the point of doing anything professionally?
I mean, doing the articles was already me wanting to like bust into being professional, like just wanting a job as a creative person, and so that's why I went freelance, right? But and then moving up here on a total whim with no job and no place to live. To be perfectly honest, we just moved here. I just packed up and just moved to Seattle.
That's really risky.
It is risky. I threw everything into it. Just packed up, moved to Seattle.
Were you saying you were following your dreams?
No, I don't follow dreams. I forge them.
Oh, I love that. man.
Sorry.
Turn that
that's
into a
just-
T-shirt.
That's just
Turn that into a T-shirt.
that's just motto. That's just
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. Tony knows. He's looking at me. He's like, God, I hear that dumb crap all the time.
And then I get teary eyed when you're not looking.
David, I've never won a crystal brush, but I have one grandmaster under my belt, one winner. One overall grandmaster. I have a couple category grandmasters. I've never won a crystal brush. But I was up here
Yet.
already. I was doing the no quarter articles, and the position came open, and I just went for it, and I got hired, and I just started painting. And my first studio model was Brathram,
Oh, that's
the
cool.
Cricksjack.
Wow.
And I love that model. But then I look back and I'm just like, oh, I would totally do that all different now.
When you got the job, right, and started on that jack, how confident did you feel about your skill level?
Travis, that's the shirt I need. On the front, patience, practice, perseverance. On the back, forge your dreams and pancakes. T-shirt sold.
Written in syrup.
Written
in
in syrup.
syrup.
Syrup. Is there a syrup font?
Syrup font? Probably.
We'll get the design team to make one.
I want a syrup font. Oh, Arthur. I have to answer this question. Arthur asked, what would a Morrowind Stormblade unit look like? Because he's thinking about doing it for his Company of Iron. Arthur, I think that's a fantastic idea. And I actually went over to the No Quarter offices and stole their Signar Command, or Mark II Signar Forces book, and I have it in my hand. I'm looking at pictures right now of the precursors, and because I like having reference when I talk about stuff, and Stormblades. I'm looking at the Stormblades and Stormguard. What I would do if I was going to paint a unit of Storm Blades to be Morrowind, I would go off what the precursors look like. So let me look at the Stormguard here.
So while he's looking for that, I'm going to say something in the fiction. There is a Morrowind Stormblade unit. They're called Morrow's Thunder.
There you go,
And,
fiction.
and they're awesome, and they fight in the Caspian War a lot. They're great.
There you go. I would use cold steel and a lot of the techniques shown in the Mark II Convergence book to create a really unique looking steel armor on my storm blades. And any cloth is tricky because they don't actually have cloth except for the officer in the standard. It's not like they have tabards or anything like that. So you'd want to try to figure out a way to incorporate that white cloth. I think what I would do is choose one of the shoulder pads and paint it that white and then give them a Morrow symbol is what I would do.
That will look amazing.
Yeah, it would look really good.
Yeah.
Because they don't, like I said, they don't have a lot of cloth. So you want to still incorporate that white. So I would definitely pick a shoulder pad or maybe just do their armor in the white and then the Under Armour be all steel. So like the parts of the gold and steel on a Stormblade right now, keep that all steel, and the parts that are blue on a Stormblade, turn that into the white, and maybe incorporate if you look at the Precursor Knights, they have a double blue stripe going across the bottom of their tabards, incorporate that into their shoulder pad. One of the shoulder pads would look really nice too. So yeah, I think there's some options there. That's what I would do.
That will look amazing. I really think.
No giveaway yet. Not to the end. You gotta wait. You gotta listen. You gotta watch and share to win.
Yeah.
Josh, I want to point out, I just think this is interesting as a curiosity, the difference between your Plasticard palette that has very symmetrical, precise tip lines from your brush versus Dallas's, which are often big and blobby. I just, for
Zane
some reason,
Kemp.
I thought it was interesting, the character of those, of how precise it is.
Well, I had to do it because last week I was a mess. So I've been practicing my straight lines just to look a little bit more professional.
Zane says, Josh, thank you for being the nicest man at PP, which is very sweet of Zane to say. Zane, you're grounded for me not being the nicest man at PP.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Zane. Zane is I don't know where he gets it, but Zane's a sweet kid. I don't know where he gets it.
I didn't teach him that.
Yeah, you know, teach him that. Oh, man. So anyway, more questions about Dallas. So when you painted that first model, that first studio model for PP, how confident were you in your skills? Were you like, oh, I'm the bomb? Or were you kind of like humble?
No, I was a
and like-
nervous wreck.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah. I was a nervous wreck. Are you kidding? I was a wreck. I was nervous. I was just like, oh, I got, Ron Cruzy, like watching what I'm painting. I got Matt DiPietro, staff painter for 10 years,
Yeah.
judging me and teaching me. Like I was like, oh, I can't believe I got to paint this. I'm going to screw it up. And then I was given the Mark III New Edition Battle Box.
Wow.
And I was just like,
Which one was it? Which one was it?
I painted several of them.
Oh, cool.
I
What
painted
was your first of the battle boxes?
The first one was the Retribution. So Helena.
Those are not easy colors for paint, right? Like,
It's honestly, Retribution is actually when you practice it, Retribution becomes very, very, very fun and enjoyable to paint.
because I know a lot of people have that difficult with like the carapace.
It's subtlety.
Yeah.
It's learning how to be subtle.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. Oh my goodness.
Well, look at me. I mean,
Oh my god.
when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So I had to learn how to pull back my shadows because I like to overshadow stuff.
Was the studio team very supportive? Did they like
Yes.
help you a lot?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
I mean,
great.
just like everybody here is everybody supportive of
Yeah.
each other.
Oh yeah.
But that Kador battle box, like I talked, like you asked me earlier, like that Kador battle box was like, that was my first thing. Like I bought the Kador battle box and I was just like, I'm in love with Privateer Press and War Machine and like big red robots. And then I had to paint the new Kador battle box and it was just like a very emotional moment. Like, oh my gosh, like, this
Wow.
is like,
A recursive, like,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Like
it's,
full circle kind of.
yeah, it's like my turn. Like this is
Yeah.
going to be the battle box for who knows how long, right? And it's like, some other young person's going to come up and be like, oh my God, look at this battle box. Like I want to, and then that kid's going to grow up and challenge me
right.
and take away my job.
And you defeat him like Highlander,
Well,
and
the
then-
first time.
Right.
I get to win the first time.
Right.
But round 2, you know,
Yeah.
it's like Rocky. Like I'm just gonna go down.
But you back off, but in the process, you teach them a valuable lesson
That's
about
true.
Yeah.
about growth and
About
being
growing up,
being
yeah.
a person. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how that works.
And then they come and take my job.
So, how has your approach and
Todd,
philosophy?
awesome. Helena got him into Retribution. I got to talk to the people. They want to win a Borka bust.
So after Cardiac Flesh, what's next, Dallas?
After cardiac flesh, so let the flesh dry. So, well, is your wash dry on your steels? How's your wash looking?
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
done?
Not yet.
So you're gonna. How's the face? Is the face dry?
Yes. Looks like it's pretty close to. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're gonna get your flesh wash. What flesh wash do you have?
I have Cardiac and I have Adrian.
flesh
Oh,
wash.
flesh wash. Oh,
Do you have
sorry.
the Kassite flesh wash? Yeah. Let's give you some Kassite flesh wash. You're gonna use the new Kassite flesh wash.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Woo, woo. Or first, you know what? Let's take a little bit of Midland flesh, and you're gonna put a little highlight on his nose.
Oh my, this is gonna be a testament to precision.
Yeah, you're gonna get precision.
Oh man, this is
You're
tough.
gonna rock the precise.
This is tough. Now my instincts are to choke up on this brush, Dallas.
No, Zach. I'm trying to keep them from talking about me. I don't like talking about me. Just talk about painting and pancakes.
Tony, hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah, thank you for the share. Share away. Share this video. Get a Borka bust.
I have removed Dallas's mic again, so I can ask my last question.
Ask it. Ask it.
I'm serious,
Ask it.
you're off
Ask
right
it.
now.
Ask it.
So, once you started at Privateer, how has your painting philosophy and approach evolved from the time when you painted that first Barathrum to now? And also, as you are not only painting, but largely responsible for the look of how things come out, approving things that come out of the studio, and having to work with other painters. Dallas is
All
very
I'm
thoughtful
saying-
and pensive right
All
now.
I'm saying
Yes.
is this being turned around on me is just uncouth. This is not what I knew we were walking into today. I was just like, well, we're just going to go get your paint on. And it's just like, oh, Dallas, tell me about what?
Just wait till next week. We were planning on having all your ex-girlfriends show up.
Oh, God, no. How's my painting philosophy adapted between? So I just painted a studio model today. I just finished him up. I painted Quack, Slick Spine, and Gub.
Ooh, that's a fun model.
The little
Foon?
the
Did I say
little-
Foon?
Foon?
Foon.
He's Foon. Alec, I'm a traditional brush guy. I do almost everything traditionally. I might lay on a base coat or a broad highlight with an airbrush, and possibly you might be getting a P3 Presents on that soon.
That may or may not be on a docket
Do,
for
do, do,
a
do.
near production,
Spoilers.
I guess
near future.
I needed a model for that, and I was like looking around. I was just like, oh, I got to build a model for this, and I came up with a solution. I'll tell you, and so I just stole Zane's Judicator. I'm just like, I'm just gonna paint this.
So what I want to know right now is that he's finding out about it
He's like, what?
live as he's watching.
So the scheme is looking very great, Dustin. I totally agree. Josh is really bringing this together.
Thank you.
He's just going to put a little dot on that nose, and he's going to give it a wash with the Kassite Flesh Wash.
Oh, Kassite
Did
Flesh Wash.
I give you the Kassite Flesh Wash? yet?
No.
Okay, we're going to dig that out. So how has my painting philosophy evolved? I'm way more relaxed. I'm way more comfortable, and so that has helped my philosophy. My philosophy is all about efficiency and speed. I want to get something painted and ready, and whether that be for a tabletop, for my own personal, and I hope nobody can hear this like chugging around in the
The
background
rustling.
of me.
Dallas is digging through a box of paints.
Yeah, I'm just getting something ready for photography. getting it over to the design team as quick as possible, but still it's got to look good, right? You know, I can't shortcut, but just trying to come up with ways to speed up my overall painting, and that's translated into my home painting as well. I'm like 3 hours is like my max on any one
Really?
project at home. Like I just want to get it on the tabletop and looking dope.
Wow.
And it's interesting because like I don't know, there was more to that conversation that you asked, but it's, oh my gosh, where's my wash? There it is. Nailed it.
Nailed it. So what's the fastest you've ever painted a studio model?
A day.
Nice. Like a full 8-hour day.
Well, not a full 8-hour day, but because there's always an email or something
Sure.
else to deal with. But
Sure.
So, as a piece of advice for other painters who are painting up their own armies, or may just be, painting them up for games, or just painting them up because they like awesome looking models that sit around on shelves and look all sweet, what are some of the lessons you've learned about studio painting and the way you do miniatures in the studio for privateer press models and photography that aren't the way you would recommend other people paint for themselves and at home? Does that make sense as a question?
yeah,
The studio painting is a very specific style for a very specific purpose.
Right.
And so like not getting caught up in painting that way because that's the way.
so like the big thing I like to teach people, and this is a little bit easier to teach in like person, is I talk about the 2 T's, and we've talked about this, right, Tony? The 2 T's. The first T is from forehead to belt buckle and shoulder to shoulder, and the second T is forehead to chin, temple to temple, right? And on a studio model, like it's going to get photographed, and people are going to look at that model, right, and on their cell phone or their computer, and they're going to be analyzing it. And so like the boots have to be painted to like a high standard, right? I got to paint the boot to a high standard, or it's going to look like I didn't do anything to the boot. On a tabletop model, if I focus on the 2 T's, Alec, I'm going to get to that in a moment. I can paint like a base coat and a wash on a boot and get away with it on a tabletop because
Right.
I'm going to bring the focus to the face. Where do we look at each other when we're talking to each other? We look at the face. We look into each other's eyes. That's how humans work. And so on a miniature, I can do the same thing. If I bring the focus to the face and then, I don't want to say half-ass the boot, but, base coat, wash the
Just
boot.
kind of let it fall away.
You
a
let
little
it
bit.
fall away into the background, and you keep bringing the focus back up to the face. It works just fine for tabletop. But if a photograph, right, I get to sit there and analyze, and it's locked into time and space forever and evers and evers. Like the boot has to look really good, or the back has to look really good. Like my Company of Iron trenchers, my Filthy Five, man, there's parts on their back that I base coated, and that's it.
So just there are, when you paint models for yourself, even, that there are just models that wouldn't stand up to
Studio, no.
scrutiny for photography.
Absolutely not. But the thing is also like learning how to two brush. Yes, this is permission to paint more quickly. Absolutely. What was I saying?
Oh, you learned to two brush.
Two brush. Learning to two brush in the studio has led me to be a faster painter at home because
Really?
now I can just blop some paint, do a quick blend, and I have a blend on it, and using the undertones found in the Formula P3 paints, create a dynamic shift in colors, and then do a highlight very quickly, and I get a cool looking model in a faster amount of time.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't have to be a perfect blend.
Right.
But it's still a blend. It's still a transitional color from one to another. The undertones found in the P3 paints get unlocked, and I get a dynamic shift, and it's a much faster. So the harder I practice at work, the faster I get at home. The faster I get home, the better I get at work. It
Wow.
becomes a cycle.
Synergy.
That's Alec. That's my thing. Is like I go home and I paint. But I just paint to a different like idea and thought process, right? I go
With
home.
fewer parameters and restrictions,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
or at least different.
Yeah. Well, I'm painting for Dallas, not Matt Wilson.
So, well, we're all painting for Matt Wilson in some way, shape, or form, even if we know it or not. My metals are dry.
Your metals are dry. Excellent. You need to bust out your Rulic Gold.
Rulic Gold. Actually, if I don't have it,
Blend for the win. Ride the tube brush. When you blend it out, it'll look just right. Oh, don't you see what I mean?
that was. I just wanna like start the head banging.
Sarah, seriously, double side tape on a P3
Yeah.
primer lid. It gives your hand a nice grip. It's more ergonomic. It's more comfortable. Lets you flip it upside down. It doesn't stress your fingers out.
You can actually see the tape right here.
Yeah.
See?
Show them flipping it upside down and getting under those nooks and crannies.
Just look at that.
There you go.
Look at that.
See? It really, really helps, Sarah. No, we got it. I
need-
found
I-
it.
I need the
it
Rulic
was
Gold.
just buried.
I need the Rulic Gold.
You need the Rulic
Yeah.
Gold? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to hand
Oh,
that to you.
thank you. So here's the thing. I have another question.
Josh has got questions. I've got answers.
Now,
It's about Rulic Gold on your paintbrush.
Now I know you're saying all this stuff about hard work and perseverance, but I really want to know. So, like, all those lies aside, what demon did you make a deal with to gain your powers? Like, how? Who did you do? I mean, did you just sacrifice 2 chickens and a goat, or was it just?
Oh
I mean,
man, you know what's for lunch today? Sacrifice chicken. Oh, let's go get some chicken.
Is that where we're going?
No, I can't actually. I got something to do.
what do you do when you can't be with friendship lunch?
Todd. So Todd has a question about P3 primer basically and why. And let me just say, Formula P3 primer is specifically designed for painting. So what it does, it has tooth, and it has a very fine tooth. There's lots of different primers, and some have a bigger tooth. It's like basically the little bit in there that lets paint grab, lets paint stick, and lets it stick to the surface that you're spraying it on. So the finer the tooth, the better. P3 primer has a very, very fine tooth. What that does is it means it doesn't clog up details and it lets the paint go on smoother like butter.
Tooth, like a vampire, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Like a vampire.
Or like sandpaper, like a higher grit is a
Oh,
smoother
oh,
sandpaper,
oh,
but
that
it still
makes-
has a lot
that
of teeth
actually
and more places to grab.
Makes more
Alec,
sense than the
that
thing I said.
person would be me.
That's the thing I said.
Ask if we can switch between regular paint bottles to dropper bottles, and who would be the person to make that decision.
That is a Dallas question. That's a Dallas call.
David, I can't drop a slick spin and gub into the box of the Borka if you win the Borka. Sorry. I can draw you. I will draw slick spine and gub on your Borka box if you
The
win.
Croak Sorcerers.
The croak. So,
Oh, what's that? Is that a croak? Do I hear a croak? Oh my god. Are we in the swamp?
I just cast a spell.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That totally
My
makes
toad
sense.
spell.
Am I making a wash of this Rulic Gold? What am I doing?
What?
Am I making a wash
No,
of this
you're
Rulic
just
Gold?
gonna paint that
Just
on
painting on it?
right on the parts that you want gold.
Ooh,
So
fancy.
get your brush out.
Fancy.
Who's bringing the Eric asks who's bringing the karaoke machine to War Machine Weekend? I will be at War Machine Weekend. Tony's going to be at War Machine Weekend. Josh is going to be at War Machine
I
Weekend.
will be.
And if somebody has a karaoke machine, I will light that sucker up.
Dallas will definitely wear down your karaoke machine.
Oh, absolutely. Let's make JR carry the karaoke machine. He does everything else for the cons.
Get JR to. We need a karaoke machine, JR.
Yeah, JR should be the one.
Karaoke bearer
The karaoke bear.
Oh my gosh.
Company of Iron name.
strapped to his back and then welded in the front so it never comes off.
That
You could just, whenever JR's around,
We're
you
just gonna
you
replace his
keep-
bum leg with a
keep a
karaoke
wireless
machine.
mic in your pocket.
Just speakers in his backpack.
We can do this.
We have the technology. Company of Karaoke.
So Josh,
Company of Karaoke.
I want to talk about.
Get up in front of your friends and sing a song about your army when they face off. You're gonna play your card and you're gonna boost. Run for the supply, get that loot. Company of Vine, do what you want. Company of Vine.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and this is really important, and I want everyone listening to mark my words. I'm going to go and pitch to Matt Wilson that we do like Saturday morning cartoon commercials, and that's our Company of Iron jingle. That's going to be Dallas. It'll be like two children trying to play, regular War Machine and be like, but we don't have enough time. And that's going to cut to the jingle. Dal's going to come in like the Kool-Aid man, and he's just going to start singing that jingle. And JR will be in the background carrying a karaoke machine.
I approve. As the
Yeah.
video producer, I approve this project.
That would fall under your purview.
I have no actual authority, but
Sure.
I will still approve this project.
Yeah, I'm into it. What do you think, Dallas?
What are we doing?
We're doing an 80s Saturday morning cartoon commercial for Company of Iron.
Yeah.
And you're singing the jingle.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put a band together and
Yeah.
we're gonna cut the jingle.
Yeah.
Get the band together.
Guys, we're getting the
Guys.
band back together.
Guys.
Dallas, we don't have a band. Guys,
It's all happening. It's all happening right now.
guys, it's happening.
So Josh,
Mm-hmm.
I was curious between because we're running up into the 10-minute mark.
Oh my.
For our
time
show now.
flies by when you're with friends and
So
painting.
how
How you feeling about your painting?
what's kind of changed in your approach in the last couple weeks under Dallas's mentorship?
So one of the first things is I've never tried the Zenith highlight technique before, so that's why I'm not really a great painter even with regular like brush blending or whatever. But this is completely different from anything I've done. So that's one. So a couple of things is I've learned to relax. Right, like if you look at the video last week, man, I was gripping that brush real tight.
Man, you were white knuckle driving.
Okay, we don't need to really get into. I mean, that's really not the point, right? Like, we really just. Okay, all right.
You put me in the hot seat for a whole show that I was not prepared for.
So I've learned to relax. I've also learned to kind of trust. One of the things I have learned, and it's something Dallas kind of mentioned to me, kind of before and after I started painting, is to kind of trust the layers a little bit, and to trust what you did in the previous stage to shine through and to hold up what you're doing in the next one. And that's super important, right? Because like when I would paint, especially like with like lots of globs of paint, I would definitely it almost felt like it was almost like oil painting, right? Or just like throwing a bunch of like layers on top of layers, and it was kind of like defeating the purpose. It's like self-defeating, right? With this, I'm kind of learning a little bit about how like you can kind of build it up in layers and kind of have the color like bounce off in different ways. So that really helps you out a lot. And then another thing I learned, and I learned it the hard way when I was painting my dervish over the weekend, I was painting the whites. I made my whites way too milky and way too liquidy when I was doing my washes. So I was painting with soup. And I want to say is that when you paint with paint, don't paint with soup. That's the lesson that I've learned more than if I can take from my masterful skills as a painter. Josh's pro tips.
Josh's pro tips coming at you now. Josh's pro tips, listen up. This is how
You paint. Yeah. Make sure you paint with paint. That is the
tip number one. Paint with
number-
paint.
paint
All
with
right.
paint.
Keep going. Touch the piano.
Tip number 2, play the piano, touch the piano, right? Just be bold, be fearless, right? Just don't sit there not playing the piano. No one will get that, but people who work at Privateer Press. Number 3, don't white knuckle it. As lovely as Dallas likes to call it. I would just say I was just a little tense, right?
You were fine, but you're much more relaxed, and that's what it's all about. It's like learning. It's learning those things: patience, practice, perseverance.
He's trying to pretend like he was making fun of me right now, but
No one's making fun of you.
Dallas is destroying my spirit.
No, I'm building you up.
He's like the Orgoth destroyed
No.
Western Immorin and conquered it. That's like the Orgoth.
You just called me an Orgoth, and that's
Orgoth.
terrifying.
John Swinkles has entered the room and is requesting a microphone, so
Oh my
this must be
goodness.
important.
Is this? I wonder what this
All right,
is about.
So two things. First, when are we going to see that dervish? because we've been talking about it.
Oh,
I want to see
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not
you're
much
doing
a
what you're doing. Do
show.
what you're doing, but we gotta see it.
We do
right?
have to. So this was
been
my
talking about it.
by myself paints.
Ooh.
Yes. My whites are a little, not great, but I
That can be worked on.
I'm taking what I've learned from the great Dallas when he's not making fun of me, and I am putting it into practice through perseverance and with patience.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. On brand.
Patience, practice, and perseverance.
On
Oh,
brand.
yeah.
Okay, and second
Now,
part?
where do the pancakes come in?
I'm not allowed near Dallas's house yet, through restraining orders. So I don't know. And when the judge overturns the decision,
And then the second thing that I came in for is 2-minute warning. Get your likes, comments, shares, all that good stuff in, because I'm gonna be picking someone at random here in about 2 minutes.
oh, you hear that, peoples?
You heard it.
Dude, I didn't bring any confetti. Oh my god! Now
I can't do
want
it.
I
Everybody
want
was
it.
able to do it, but me.
All right, save it.
Oh,
save it.
we're not
Don't-
ready yet.
Yeah, we
just
haven't done
let's do
it. Someone got
So-
really excited right now.
Everybody, like, share, comment, do it now.
Do it. Do
This
it.
is your warning. This is your chance. This
Mm-hmm.
is your time to shine. Josh, this is your time to shine, and you're doing a fantastic job shining that medals up.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you. Hey,
whoa,
hey.
whoa.
Friendship.
Segway.
I'm not tearing you down. I'm building you
No,
up, brother.
you were seriously one of the most supportive people at Project, and that's saying a lot because everyone here is super supportive and kind. Everyone is super kind, even Hungerford. Everyone's just.
James, if I wanted to save on shipping, I would hook myself up with the bus. Dallas wins.
Shipping in the car. Shipping in the car. Just take it with you. But I really appreciate everything you're doing.
No, you're definitely learning. You're
Yeah,
definitely growing. And
really
already in a
appreciate it.
week,
Yeah.
I'm noticing differences in your just your approach and your attitude. So
Yeah.
I think this is successful.
Well, I'm grateful though. You're a great teacher, and you're really kind and patient,
Meow.
and
Meow.
and you're a great singer.
Meow.
And you got beautiful eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Josh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting all teary.
It's wonderful. It's friendship. Man.
Sarah, we're giving away my board. I'm going to show it one more time before
Yeah.
we announce.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
Sarah, we're giving away
Look
this
at
guy
that.
right here.
Look at that.
Make sure and show them the signature as well.
I painted
Yeah.
this 2 weeks ago on Get Your Paint on. I painted it in an hour.
Bam.
So you can see 9/21/17 signed by me. This was done in an hour, and we're giving away this guy in just a few moments for everybody who likes, shares, or comments. That's all you do is like, share, or comment. Ben,
It's very easy, folks. Just share and like and comment and all that good stuff.
Just like us, please.
Just like us.
That's all we want.
Be nice. Just be nice and like
just
us.
share us.
Yeah, just share us. Don't be stingy.
Thanks, Aiden. I think the bus turned out pretty fun for an hour, especially since I decided to do that like 45 minutes before we went live. I was just like, what am I doing today? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to speed paint a bust. And it took an hour and 6 minutes. So I shouldn't say an hour. That's Dallas, 66 minutes, Kemp.
That's a good one. That's a good nickname. I like it.
66 minutes.
I think you're sweating it pretty hard for those
I
last
was
6 minutes.
those last dude. I was
He
getting
usually
I
does.
was getting so frustrated at you guys because you're like, oh, here we go. I'm like, no. Just let me put a damn shadow on this piece of metal.
The perfectionist was coming out.
It wasn't perfection. It was just I wanted it to be done. Like I wanted
Yeah.
at least the appropriate colors. Like it didn't matter how good they were. It's because it wasn't a matter of like, oh, it's professionally blended and look how smooth it is. Oh my gosh, your use of color and technique has been impeccable in this piece. It was just like, you know what? I just want to put a shadow on it. However that shadow looked, don't care. Shadow. That's all I wanted. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's time.
So we got a winner.
We got
oh.
a winner.
Today, our winner. Hang on, let me get some coffee.
Give it the gravitas it deserves.
Drum roll, please. Today on Get Your Paint On, the winner of the Borka Bust is Savannah Maple.
Savannah, she deserves it!
They did it.
We're live. There you go, Savannah. So
Congratulations.
let me just tell her real quick. If you want something drawn, you want Slick Spine and Gub drawn on your Borka box before I pack it up, let me know, and I will doodle that on you, and well, on the box, not on you, and we'll get that out to you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
All right, Savannah. So make sure that you shoot me a direct message on Facebook so that I can get your address and contact information so I can get that out to you and so we can get any instructions for Dallas for what he needs to draw on the box. Make sure to get that to me sooner rather than later so we can make that happen.
You
Congratulations
heard it
again.
here. That's it. The Borka Buster's gone. Air guitar solo current. Wiggly wow 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 doodle doodle down.
And if you didn't win, don't be sad because that's not the last thing we'll be giving away.
Get your paint on.
I have to have you do that again as we fade out.
Oh, as we fade out,
we'll
we'll
do the slow fade.
we'll definitely do an outro. We'll definitely do an outro. Well, I like doing the intros and outros. They're fun. Sarah, I agree. Peg iron is the cat's meow when it comes to dark metallic colors.
When are we releasing the cat's meow paint color?
That would be a great name. The cat's meow. It'd be like a little kitty tongue pink.
Actually, I like that better. Kitty tongue pink.
Kitty tongue pink.
Acts as the harmonic
Savannah,
destroyer.
direct message Mr. John Swinkles. Alex, so when are you guys going to put Dallas back in the hot seat? Hopefully never, ever, Alec. Thank you.
Next week, we're going to have
Don't lie, you
his,
love it.
No, actually, I don't.
his first grade teacher will be on. And Dallas, this was your life.
My first grade I don't even remember first grade.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I don't remember anything before fourth grade.
I remember
Oh.
collecting a lot of sticker books were a big deal in the first grade.
Oh my gosh, that's not true. I remember in the third grade, there was this book called The Taily Po. It's like a little kids scary book, and I think I could tell that story right now.
Wow.
It's like one of those little spooky ghost stories.
It's been etched into your heart and soul.
Cats meow side. Meow. Cats meow. Hey meow. No one's ever scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
That's my jam. I still own both those books, and there's a
Those
third
are
one
awesome.
apparently. But the first two I own, and I love those books. The art is amazing. Nope. Tony's looking at me like. really,
scary,
Tony?
scary stories, yeah. But,
Yeah.
but
Well,
specifically
there was a
those-
book called, I think it was just called Taily Po, and it was amazingly ghost story, and I'm someday I'm going to tell it. Story time with Dallas, Brendan, maybe.
I'm down.
Todd, I am not an android.
Yeah,
Prove it.
I'll agree.
I mean, I just said I'm not an android. Would an android say he's not an android? An android would answer honestly.
Turing test.
Turing
test.
Josh is painting his protector red. Guys, got the gold on the trim.
I will say, an android couldn't sing with that much soul.
That's right.
It's true.
I think.
But an android would be very good at singing metal.
Oh.
Oh, Tony.
Puns.
The look on your face was worth it.
The look on
It was
your face.
worth it.
The smug satisfaction that you said that
Yeah, he's really proud of
was just
himself.
like, you were so just like,
Yeah.
that's right. That's how I went. I was just like, oh.
All right, we got a few more minutes. Wrap it up. Last
Josh, you're
thoughts.
almost done, my man.
Yeah,
All
how
you
much more do you have
Dude,
left?
put a wash on that face.
Just put that wash on the face.
Outside flush wash.
I got it.
Rinse the brush.
Got it.
We're going to go. Go.
Oh my God, so fast. So fast.
And then the only thing you really need to do is wash the golds, and I think your cat is done.
Oh man, that's so awesome.
Tyler says, men are scary stories to tell in the light.
In the flame.
In the flame.
That's great.
Midnight looks tight at night when it lights with the fire. Joffrey, you're funny. We will see you next week, Joffrey, but we're not gone yet. We're giving Josh a few more seconds to finish this guy up. He's going to paint a wash over the Cossite flush wash over that guy's face, detailing in those deep shadows, getting it good. Joffrey also says, "Way to go, Josh! Nice work."
Thank you.
I agree. Now you could use, depending on what kind of gold you want. This is the cool thing about Cossite flush wash. Cossite flush wash not only looks good over flush, it also looks great over golds.
Ooh, should I throw a little wash on the gold as well?
Yeah, give it a little wash.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give it a little zazz.
A little
Now, what I like to do is just do an overall wash. Just do the whole wash over the gold.
Oh, the whole gold. Okay.
Yep. And then when that's dry, I do like a spot wash in the deep recesses with Cossite flush wash again, and it darkens up the deep recesses. It's like a double wash.
Wow.
Just wash it right over it.
Pro tip.
Just whoosh wash right over that gold, buddy. Whoosh whoosh. That's the sound a brush makes.
Whoosh.
If you had like a super high definition 32 gig external microphone working at nanotechnology scale,
Like a robot.
the wash would
though?
go
like,
whoosh whoosh.
like a robot would describe.
Tony wants to throw something on my face so bad right now.
I was gonna jump in, but you did a bang up job.
Travis, Deathless Metal under any metal is absolutely amazing. Totally agree. Sarah, Red Protectorate. You're right. Dan is going to start working on his Death Knell tonight. What else is everybody
Nice.
working on? James, SoTech, Much Data. Wow. Thank you. Anthony, Old Faith Midnights. That's very close to Old Faith. I think, isn't that kind of your basis? Kind of
A little bit.
You're
But
like spun that way, right?
yeah, but there's more black in the Old Faith
Yeah,
stuff.
Old Faith has much more black. Accidentally turned off my microphone with my fidgeting.
Fidgeting.
I usually fidget with a paintbrush.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're just putting that Cossite flush wash right over the gold. And then when that dries, you can do another spot wash. And I can teach you how to do spot wash.
Oh yeah.
It's basically just shoving it into the crevices and not letting it get on all the surfaces.
Huh. Learning something new every week.
Todd, that sounds like a very interesting conversion. He's converting an Adeptus Ron into Jack from Mass Effect 2.
That's
wanna see
awesome. That's awesome. That's really clever.
Josh, I'm really digging this, buddy. How do you feeling about it?
I love it. Like I'm really happy with how it's coming out.
I love
like,
that red.
Yeah, it's really starting to pop together. I'm really happy. Yay. Painting times.
All right, show that.
Arthur, yes, that's a really good idea. Bust out some P3 aluminum putty and sculpt some Talbards on those storm blades, and then you can really bring that Morrow priesthood, church protectors look to it. Joffrey, I totally agree. The shield is rocking hard. The sword is rocking hard. The cloth is rocking hard. And overall, it's rocking hard. And speaking of rocking hard, this episode rocked hard. And you guys out there in Facebook land rock ultra hard. Thank you so much for liking and sharing.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Savannah for
Congrats.
winning that Borka bust.
That's awesome.
And it looks like that's going to be the end of Get Your Paint On this Thursday.
That's us.
How are we going to take this out, Tony?
With a song.
Well, Josh and I can say goodbye, and then you can sing us away.
In the
So-
style of
Not an android.
Not a robot. Try for once in your life to not be a robot.
to not be a robot.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching,
Thank you
everybody.
guys. See you
and-
next week.
Thank you guys. We're going to go with some sludge metal. Bow, bow.